Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. And I just came back from watching Spider-Man No Way Home for the second time. And yes, there will be spoilers ahead for those who haven't seen the movie just yet. You still got some time, but anyways, there's a lot to unpack. Now, I kind of wanted to. Now, before I get into spoiler territory, I want to just say I wanted to wait to do a spoiler review because, one, I know there's going to be a lot of buzz around things and whatnot, so that's why I wanted to give people a chance to actually see the movie if they haven't, or if they didn't see it or are going to see it, But I kind of wanted to, give people a chance. But anyways, let's get into the review because there's just so much. Anyways, so it picks up directly after the events of Spider-Man 2, Far From Home, which is the video clip of Mysterio revealing Peter Parker's Spider-Man's true identity, which is Peter Parker, and then he 2 months later, or 2-3 months later, school starts. Everybody knows, and it's just like Peter Parker this, Peter Parker that, Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that. Mysterio was right. But was he? Was he though? I mean, yes, he was right about certain things, but he did kill people. He did commit treason upon treason in multiple countries and whatnot. I don't know if it's considered treason, but yeah, I mean, he was a pretty interesting bad guy. Let's put it that way. But I mean, does Spider-Man need his identity revealed? Probably not, but probably. I mean, was it the best idea? Probably not. But although it's understandable. Now, William Dafoe is straight up freaking awesome. He's freaking awesome as Green Goblin. I mean, the pure intensity that William Dafoe brings to Spider-Man is like Jack Nicholson brings to Michael Keaton's Batman. You simply cannot have one without the other. And Green Goblin, it literally brings the Sam Raimi films full circle, if you think about it. Now, I grew up on this. I pretty much grew up on this. I literally grew up on the Sam Raimi films myself, so I can honestly say it 100% brings the Sam Raimi films full circle with the inclusion of Sandman, Doc Ock, and the Green Goblin, which in hindsight is where the film shines. Now, Jamie Foxx. I didn't really like Jamie Foxx's, or what they did with Jamie Foxx in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but in this movie, it works, kind of. I mean, his character still is a part of the Amazing Spider-Man universe, but then again, his dialogues weren't really good enough. I mean, yeah, they did a good job on making him look comic book accurate, but that's about it. It's just making him more comic book accurate. That's literally about it. It's just him being more comic book accurate than that blue electric CGI mess that we got. Oh boy. Anyways. Anywho. Doc Ock. Freaking awesome. Alfred Molina is freaking awesome, and he's awesome. He's like, listen to me now. Or something like that. But still, great performances by the 3 Sam Raimi actors that they got to be back in this. And literally, you can tell it's a 100% Sinister 5 film. Like, you don't necessarily need a Sinister 6, and this was a Sinister 5. That works. It's literally a Sinister 5 film, but with the twist is that 2 more Spider-Mans came in, and oh my god, Charlie Cox, Daredevil, is confirmed that I want to say that Charlie Cox's Daredevil is confirmed, that the Daredevil Netflix shows are canon to the MCU, which thank freaking God. I love Charlie Cox as Daredevil because, in my opinion, he was the best Daredevil. And there's been, what, I want to say 3 Daredevils. Yeah, there's been 3 Daredevils. There's been at least, well, there's been 3 live-action Spider-Mans, so that's a plus. I do want to see Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and Andrew Garfield team up again, because that was freaking incredible, because damn. I loved seeing Tom Holland interact with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And honestly, I kind of wanted to see a little bit more of Andrew and Tobey, like get their point of view. But I mean, other than that, the movie is great. The movie is good. It did what? 260 million. It made 260 million Sunday, so that's a plus. Maybe 300 and something now. I don't really know, but it's doing really well. So, I mean, it's not gonna be a flop. But anyways, yeah, it's really freaking fantastic. It didn't... Okay. I have heard other YouTubers like I can't think of their names. But I have heard other YouTubers say it didn't feel fan servicey. It didn't rely on the nostalgia, which nostalgia did play a big part of, but it didn't rely heavily on nostalgia. Just saying. And I mean, that's big, you know. It didn't really need the nostalgia, but it needed the nostalgia to do as well as it did and does. Then honestly, it needed it to survive to literally stand out on its own. And it is literally Tom Holland's Peter Parker's Spider-Man's origin. Like, you can clearly tell, because one, he's had help, right? Throughout the trilogy. But one thing that's missing is he's not gonna be able to have help in the next installment. He's gonna completely be a solo person now, which is probably better for Spider-Man if Sony does not fuck this shit up like they did with Spider-Man 3 back in 2007 or 07, and what they did back in 2014. Let's just hope they don't do what they did with those two movies and totally wreck it, because let me just say, too much villains handled in the worst way kind of backfired. But anyways, once again, still a good movie. Just wish I could see more of the perspective from both Spider-Mans. I mean, I'm probably sure there's going to be deleted scenes that deals with it, but that's my only complaint, is that I didn't see too much of, I didn't get the perspective of what it was like for the other Spider-Man to come into the MCU. So, yeah. And Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire is totally canon now, so props to not touching too much on that, or just, yeah. Which everybody knows, everybody knows the whole Spider-Man 3 thing. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys so far. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.